So I saw this post on Reddit yesterday, and after you see it, perhaps you will understand why it is that, for the most part, I think Reddit is garbage. And the post is, "Our new neighbors are bigots. Since regular aggression leads to assault charges, I went with passive aggression. 10,000 lights later, and as you can see, they have a rainbow assortment of Christmas lights on their bushes outside of their house because I guess that's supposed to make an LGBT positive statement to their horribly bigoted neighbors. Well, how do you know their neighbors are bigots? Well, let's find out. Someone asked that very question right here. I am curious how you know they are bigots. I assume they saw you and your partner together and took some sort of offense? No. She had learned that we were Mormon from church. We are no longer Mormon. This issue is why I left. She came bouncing over, and when my husband told her we no longer attend, she didn't really get the message. She also must have missed the HRC sticker on my car. Anyway, thinking that we were allies, she went on to tell us how horrified she was when her son got turned down for prom because the girl was already planning on going with her girlfriend. And then, the junior high had an assembly about transgender people, where they spotlighted one of the students who is a transgender boy. I thought she had meant that the school outed him, which in my book is horrifyingly wrong. Nope. He had organized the assembly and spoke of the realities of being transgender. That, coupled with the school's justifications for letting lesbians attend the prom together and doing an assembly that taught kids the facts about being transgender, were just too much for her. She said that she had to move them away because she was so sick of the gays and transgenders and everyone making their lifestyle okay. Okay, that's just an alternate opinion. Remember that time when people were allowed not to agree on absolutely everything and they just went about their day? Yeah, I'm beginning to forget too. It does sound slightly ridiculous to have an entire assembly devoted to a transgender student simply because they are transgender. If the argument is that is just how they were born, why do they need an assembly to highlight something they didn't earn? I don't see any other kids getting an assembly for, I don't know, being black or, heaven forbid, white. Just how rough could this person have it for their identity if the school is willing to hold an entire assembly on it? Seems a bit like a giant pat on the back for nothing. I mean, if you're going to argue, well, they're trying to raise awareness to what it's like, they could just talk about that in a health class or something during sex education. Anyway, if this person was so bothered, they could have just said flat out, we're a gay couple, right? That probably would have ended the conversation. Or, you know what? It might have even led to an apology. We just don't know, because rather than confronting the problem, this person considered assault, and then just decided, hey, since this bitch annoyed me with an offhanded remark, I'm going to go and spend time and money putting together a rainbow flag Christmas light display in my yard. Then after that, I'm going to photograph it and put it on Reddit, so I can have everyone tell me how much of a hero I am for doing the most pointless thing ever. The narcissism. I think this situation really illustrates the phrase first world problems because, yes, these neighbors might not agree with certain types of lifestyles, but you aren't going to force someone into thinking your way, especially if you take a passive-aggressive approach. If anything, you're just going to be seen as an annoyance and no one is going to want to deal with you. Unless someone is actively going out of their way to cause you direct harm, there's absolutely no reason why you need approval from them, because they're not people you're going to want to form a friendship with, and since they don't share your orientation, they're not in your dating pool either. I still can't figure out why anyone is supposed to care about this, but I know why they act like they do. It's because everyone wants to be seen as open-minded and accepting, unless of course they have you pinned as a bigot. Then it's okay to accuse you of being wrong-headed and saying you don't have a place in the quote-unquote modern world. Tolerance is a really bad joke to me at this point, because no one wants tolerance. I would argue you already have tolerance because despite disagreements with the lifestyle, they're not committing LGBT genocide. People want acceptance and applause from everyone, and if they don't get it, they're going to throw a fit and take it to social media for virtual hugs. And of course, if you have the wrong opinion, the tolerance narrative magically doesn't apply to you because your thoughts, which you may not even do anything with aside from share if someone brings the topic up, are harmful and need to be eradicated. It's truly amazing that the people who pass the term bigot around like a pack of cigarettes in a prison are often the people the definition fits the best because they refuse to even tolerate the existence of people whose views do not align with their own. And that's why I think it's pointless to even call anyone a bigot, because clearly people don't care about objective tolerance. They want to pick and choose what must be tolerated. And that's fine. We all kind of pick and choose what we are and are not willing to tolerate, but at least be honest about it. Stop acting like you have some kind of high ground from the perspective of tolerance when it's very clear you just want blind praise. People really need to start looking at these situations more objectively, and I say that in the sense of if you see someone being called a bigot, don't just assume they're on the same level as the KKK in the 50s and join in because you want to be seen as an open-minded and forward-thinking person. Just because something is moving forward or progressing, it doesn't necessarily mean it's headed in a good direction. And if you stop and take a look at the state of society today, you have all the proof you need to see that. I'm the only